it's awful quiet out there in Radio Land. QRZ, K6MYC. Sort of pointed down toward Los Angeles looking for K6TSK, K6 Tango Sugar Kilo. If you'd like to check into the Bozo Net, Ralph, K6MYC, Northern California Bozo Net, 1296. Okay. Well, we should have Bill in here, AA6S, WA6AAJ, K6USY, KM6SRR, any number of others, K6MYC Bozo Net. I believe it's 7:30, isn't it, guys? K6MYC. Where is everybody tonight? It's so cold nobody went to the shack, huh? I'm aimed over toward the Tascadero, but I'm not going to hear you, Ron, but you might hear me. K6TSK, no, I'm sorry, W6QUI, W6QUI, K6MYC. Are you around tonight, Ron? Over?
No, but you're blowing my doors down. K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100. And if I disappear, it's because there's a thunderstorm cell right over Fresno. So if I start hearing lightning and thunder, I might shut stuff down. But so far on the air in the rain.
Okay, very good. Good to hear you, Aaron. Good, strong signal. I'm pointed toward the Tascadero, which kind of scoops around the hill there and gets into your backyard from the west side.
Oh yeah, you're pounding in here right now, and I'll give myself a signal report here, and yeah, about S8 on your end. So yeah, you're pretty much pointed right down my gullet.
Yes, sir. Let me ask you a question. You may not know the answer here on Starlink. We're going to look into it, but Matt's thinking that Starlink might be the better way for us to go. He's having a little trouble with downlink speeds when he works on his stuff here in the shack, in his office here at the house. He has to sometimes download a very long, well, what seems to be a long, complicated SolidWorks file, so he can continue to work on it. Sometimes takes him 20 minutes to download the file. And we thought it might be quicker to use Starlink, but the uplink is slower. Not that maybe sometimes that may not matter. But is there a commercial higher speed Starlink system available? Do you know?
I believe there is. They do have commercial plans, but yeah, I know you're at times you're definitely going to get faster downlink speed on the Starlink. It's just whether or not it will stay consistent or not. At least with your current connection, the speed most of the time is staying consistent, although it's currently having some problems tonight, but that might just be weather related.
Well, you don't use Starlink for any of this stuff, do you?
No, I'm talking about your current connection right now is kind of struggling tonight, but again, it might just be weather related between you and Meadow Lakes.
Well, yeah, it's not raining here at the moment. It was earlier. It might be raining somewhere in that path, but that usually isn't raining hard under any circumstances. We had 1.5 inches of rain today, which was nice, but it's not raining now.
Yep, Roger. But yeah, I mean, since you already have you still got your Starlink dish set up, he can definitely try hooking up to it and see if it's what would work for him. But well, you might have to move some stuff around or not. But yeah, if it can maintain good download speeds, but of course when he goes to upload, I still think your unwired is still faster on the upload side. So it's kind of a toss-up either way.
Yeah. Well, upload isn't a problem when he's done. He just uploads it, and then I think he goes to work or does something else. But I don't know. Anyway, we're going to look into it some more. I just thought I'd push that by you and see what you knew. Anyway, good evening, and hopefully we'll get some others in here. I think Bill and Mike are usually in here, and they're not here tonight. I wonder who's going to try and work Ralph.
Yeah, I have not heard any chatter from those two. They're usually on here chatting with each other before I get in here, so don't know where anybody else is tonight. K6USY.
And I hear Rob in here. Good evening, Rob, KM6SRR, and Candy, KN6, KM6, oh, for heaven's sakes. I want to say QPH, but that's not right. Anyway, yeah, 1200. We'll get her in here. Good evening, Rob.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Yeah, it's KN6, and then just think of another KN, but you put a U in front of it. So KN6U, KN again.
Well, I didn't follow that.
It's unusual.
I'm sorry, I doubled with you. I said I did not follow that. I did not understand what you were telling me. KN6, KNU?
No, I think it starts with a KN and ends with a KN, and after the 6 you put a U. So it's KN6U, KN.
Oh, now it makes sense. Okay, well, that's easy to see now. Now I understand. KN6UKN, got it. And good evening to Candy in the background there if she's listening, haha. Anyway, we're struggling to get people to check in here this evening. I thought we'd have Bill and Mike in here trying to work K6TSK down the band. I don't see them. Do you see them on the spectrum here, guys?
I'd have to widen it out.
I don't. KN6SR.
Okay, and who was underneath there? Go ahead.
Rob, turn on your amp.
Yeah, Rob, was there somebody else in here? I thought I heard another voice. Rob was in there as well, doubling with you. Go ahead, Rob, and Aaron said your amp may not be on. You're weak.
Oh, I've got some kind of a problem then, I guess. It's showing that I'm putting out some power.
He might just have me in a null down here. He sounds good to you, but he's like non-existent down here, so I don't know what direction he's pointed. Anyways, I opened up your spectrum scope. If I see anything down there, I don't currently see anything down on 090, but of course you're not pointed south anymore. But and I see you're headed over to Santa Cruz, so you can go pick up Tom K6USY.
Okay, here we are over towards Santa Cruz, and we didn't have Tom at all in here last night, which was a rarity. He didn't check in on either band, so maybe he had something going on, or maybe something crashed or broke. We didn't have Lee either on 6 meters, so they were both missing tonight. We were a little light on the counts. KW6 Sugar, I wonder if you're there tonight, Tom, K6MYC. Maybe Santa Cruz turned into an iceberg and floated away. Well, this might be a quick net tonight, guys. Yeah, we kind of keep an ear out for John. John should be in here too, shouldn't he? K6 Mexico, Italy, John. Are you still copying me in this direction, Aaron, over?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. You're not hearing me as well as you were before, but that's okay. I have not heard John yet tonight. K6USY.
Okay. Well, I'll give Tom another call or two here. KW6S, I should say. Kilo Whiskey 6 Sierra. KW6S, K6MYC, Bozo Net 1296. Calling and standing by. Okay. I don't think he was going on a trip. Anyway, let's see what happens here. Let me go up into the Bay Area. There's the Bay Area. KD6SOK, 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 K6MYC, calling and standing by. Are you around there tonight, Fred?
W6PQL.
Well, W6PQL is here, so make some chatter, Jim, and I'll swing it up on you, over.
Okay, you probably have to come up north just a little bit. Sounding pretty good here. And anyway, Steve will not be in there tonight, so there will be no 52. So we don't need to look for him. I'll be here the whole time. K6MYC, W6PQL. Oh, you must have gone too far north.
Well, it's very, very touchy tonight to get the peak. Peak is only about 3 degrees wide, over. Who is it? You're mumbling. That's very distorted, over.
Well, yeah, 3 degrees wide. You're actually a little bit stronger when you were kind of, yeah, maybe right about there would be okay, Mike. That sounded pretty good before.
Okay, I think I hear Fred in there, or is it WB6JNN? One or the other. Who was the other station? Please go ahead now. Okay, 6MYC standing by.
Good evening, Mike. 86SOK here. SOK. Good evening, Mike. And Jim?
Yeah, good evening, Fred. We've got you. I've got you and Jim at almost the same heading here, so it's kind of strange. Normally you guys are separated by 3 or 4 or 5 degrees, but anyway, good to hear you. And hopefully things are going well over there. You had lots of rain, no doubt. We got 1.5 inches of rain here. That's a good one for us to have that much rain in one sitting. Over.
Yeah, that's a good amount. We got about almost 2 inches. I think Jim PQL got about the same. He probably got a little bit more. I think the East Bay got more rain than we did. But yeah, we got a lot of rain here, which is really nice. And all the plants loved it. And the lawn's coming back to life. So it's a pretty good downpour. They should be sowing the mountains tonight sometime when the storm moves up there. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good. Well, let's find out from Jim how much rain he did get, and then we'll see if JNN is in there or anybody else, KB6BA perhaps, and a couple of others. W6PQL, what kind of rain did you get? We got 1.5 inches here. Over. 85. Okay, 285. Go ahead, Jim. WB6JNN, K6MYC in the Bozo group. Go ahead, Jim.
K6MYC, WB6JNN, Willie Baker 6. So yes, November. Thing is too long if you take on here. And yeah, so I'm looking at the shelf here, and I have an interesting version of the 705 sitting there, only a little bigger, and it just covers 2 meters up to 1296, sometimes known as a 9700. But I haven't got it all hooked up. I just got it today.
Yeah, it's low temperature here too for the first time in about 5 months. I've got the heater on. I've got a heater on my legs here in the shack, and it sure feels good. And it's nippy out here. That's probably down in the 40s or the 50s. And we're just not used to it yet. It'll take me a couple of weeks to get acclimated to not feeling hot. Anyway, you're not real strong, but almost Q5, Jim. WB6JNN. I can't find any peaks on anybody. It's just flat. That's no real peak anywhere. Over.
You're 5'6", 56, and that's very low considering my power is only 20 watts of CNC. I do have a 9700 now, but I don't have it hooked up yet for this band at least. WB6JNN.
Okay. Well, toward the end, I got you back to Q5, but I missed the first part of that. So, did you want to tell me what you said one more time now that I'm copying? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I just said I have a 9700 that I just for this band, but I'll get that taken care of and probably tomorrow. But anyway, so having some more power for you on the other bands at least on 2 meters and 432. Although the 432 is going to have to wait a little bit because it's the same antenna cable as the 2 meters, so I'll have to split it somehow.
Okay, yeah, I got that. You've improved the power output on 2 meters and maybe on 432 also. Anyway, that'll be good. I wish we had a little better conditions here. You're Q5 some of the time, but there's kind of a rolling QSB in there, and you come up for 4 or 5 words, and then you drop down just a few dB, and I miss a couple of words, so it's not Q5 copy. But I got the gist of that. Very good. Anyway, thanks for the word on the 2 meters. We'll look forward to hearing you a little better tomorrow night on 2 meters there, Jim. Good evening to you. We have Fred in here also. KD6SOK is here. And I'll shoot it back over to Fred. This should be a pretty good direction for you, Fred. KD6SOK for your final, perhaps. K6MYC and the gang, over.
Yeah, Mike, you're coming in pretty good, actually, considering it's very cloudy up here right now, like it's going to rain again. And we had quite a downpour last night. So, no, you sound good. I think Jim PQL is in here, too, but I'm not sure where he's at. Maybe he went up on frequency or something. Anyway, good to hear it, Mike, and good congratulations on getting 1.5 inches of rain in Fresno. I'm sure they sure needed it, too.
Yeah, well, it's been the first rain of any significance. The only rain we had before this was about 1/4 of an inch. So it's good to see the rain gauge coming up reasonably fast there. Hopefully we'll get some more before it's over. It's still drizzling here off and on. Hopefully it'll rain some more overnight. We drove up to Livermore today. We drove through the rain in the morning. It started to rain just as we were leaving this morning at 5. And we drove through the rain, and by the time we got over to Highway 41, it was starting to clear. And so we had pretty clear driving all the way up 99 and across on 33 and over there to Livermore. 132 or whatever it is. We took a circuitous route there because of traffic. Anyway, good evening, Fred. We'll see you. Hopefully, you haven't commented except a couple of days ago about the noise on 2 meters. I guess your rain, when you get rain, it doesn't make the noise go away. It makes it worse. So chances are you will not be in there tomorrow night on 2 meters, but surprise us. And let's see if we can hear you sometime on 2 meters again. KD6SOK, and then back to Jim, WB6JNN, and we'll stand by again for PQL. He has no contact with Santa Barbara tonight. Santa Barbara's not going to be there tonight. He already passed that on. So there you go. KD6SOK. See you Thursday night, if nothing else, Fred. K6MYC.
See you Thursday night, Mike. 7-3, KD6SOK.
7-3, and anything else from you there? WB6JNN. It seems to be getting more solid. Fred was solid copy, over. Okay, I think Jim is done. Okay, W6PQL, let's try it again. W6 Papa Queen London, K6MYC, over. How about KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, KB6 WFC? I heard part of a word. Try it again. I've got you. It's just that you're not solid copy. Well, you're solid copy, but not steady. It's up and down. I get a big peak, and then it goes way down. But it's solid copy, but not solid signal. Anyway, good evening for now. I'll try to come back and look for late checks and missed at the end of the net, Jim. 7-3 for now, and for sure we'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters. KD6, case W6PQL, I'll get it right yet. W6PQL, K6MYC, 7-3. Okay, Mike, KB6 Whiskey, Foxtrot Charlie, any copy? KB6 WFC, I'm bumping it one little step at a time here. KB6 WFC, go ahead. No, it's just not going to happen tonight. Okay, maybe he's eating dinner. Let me go up and see if we can get Oakley here. Here we are up toward Oakley. Oakley, N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. N6RO, K6MYC. Is there something special on TV tonight, the Tuesday night football or whatever it is?
The Dodgers are playing in the postseason for baseball, but that's about it for tonight. There's no football on Tuesdays. K6USY.
Yeah. Well, he'd be recording it anyway, so I don't think he's watching that. N6RO, N6 Radio Ontario, K6MYC, over. Did you, by the way, Aaron, did you check the settings on this radio to see what they look like compared to the one in the house over?
So far everything should be set the same, at least on what I can see. So if it sounds different, there's something else that's amiss.
Now this radio sounds okay. Everybody's a little thin here tonight. Signal to noise ratio is not the greatest, but everybody sounds okay, and the right background noise pitch. The pitch of the noise is reasonable, so we're doing okay here. Just don't have very many check-ins. I'm going to go up to the Bay Area, into Sacramento, but there's usually only one or two there. One lately, because Darren, KJ6KFB, has got a very busy week, and he said he probably wouldn't be in here at all. So we're liable to only get KR6MR, and hopefully we get KE6ILX, but he usually checks in late because he's working late up in Nevada. He works until the sun goes away, and then it takes a while to drive home. So he's been checking in right at the end of the net. Hi. Anybody else in this direction? QRZ Bozo Net, 1296 K6MYC. Okay, let me go towards Sacramento then. There's KJ6KFB. KJ6KFB, anybody home there tonight, Darren? KJ6KFB, K6MYC, over. Okay, let's try John. KR6MR. KR6MR, K6MYC. Any copy there tonight, John? KR6MR, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6WIS, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, or KR6MR, K6MYC, calling and listening. KE6ILX, how about Jeff? KE6ILX, K6MYC. Well, we're not going to have anybody in Nevada. They said it was not going to be on. They said they would not be on because it's snowing or raining heavily. And so Daniel said he would not be here tonight, so there's no point to even go to Nevada. Larry wasn't going to get on either. So we don't have Nevada. Boy, are we slim tonight. KE6ILX, KR6MR, K6WIS. Anybody? K6MYC. Hoo-wee! What do we do when even the regulars don't show up?
Well, I'm sitting here trying to tune an antenna, so at least I got something to do in the shack.
Do you have the 902 on? You went up and got one, didn't you?
Yep, that's currently on the test stand right now. Coax showed up today, so I'm just kind of checking up everything. It probably won't end up on the roof until this weekend.
Yeah, okay, very good. I have the amplifier and the power supply here. It hasn't made it. We've been busy, and I keep forgetting to get it to Matt there.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Is Johnny going to be at the at the contest location this weekend?
No, not this weekend, but he does have 902 at home, so we'll be able to do some testing. I don't think he's going down to Tehachapi again until the spring, but we'll at least be able to use it in the January contest when he's at home.
Okay. Well, I'll try to. Matt's going to be taking me into the plant tomorrow. Maybe I'll remember on the way out to the barn or to the truck. To grab the amplifier and the power supply, and you can pick it up at the plant if you get a chance.
Yep, roger.
Still looking for KR6MR, K6WIS, KE6ILX. Anybody? I heard somebody start to call. You came up real strong for the first couple of syllables, and then it went way down, and then you faded out completely. Try again. It could have been N6RO, but you gave me my call 3 or 4 times, and I didn't catch yours before you faded out. Try it again. QRZ, K6MYC, standing by. Let's try it down here. N6RO, is that you, Ken? N6RO, K6MYC, over. I'll be darned. And they go back up again. Maybe it was John. This should be pretty close, John. KR6MR, KR6MR, or KE6ILX, or K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Somebody tried to call. I heard the voice, K6MYC, standing by. QRZ, I know I heard a voice. Come on, try it again, try it again, try it again. K6MYC, over. Wow, did you hear that partial transmission, Aaron? Well, I've still got power here. I got R, that KR6MR. Try it again, try it again. KR6MR, K6MYC, over. Over, over, over. KR6MR, I know there's a voice in there, just got to get enough of you to identify. KR6MR, Kilo 6, Kilo Romeo 6, Mexico Romeo, KR6MR, KR6MR, K6MYC, calling and listening. Okay, 759. I got 759, 759. I got it. Boy, oh boy. Terrible condition tonight. Thank you, John. Thank you. KR6MR, K6MYC. Over, over. Roger, I got 759. I'm getting 759. We've got you, John. We've got you. Very, very light. Q3 copy. Readability 3. Readability 3 with lots of missing pieces. KR6MR, Meadow Vesta. K6MYC. Over.
Okay, Mike, copy now. I do copy. Weak but readable. Over.
Okay, give me a repeat. I got your Q5 now. I just wasn't expecting it. Go ahead. Go again. Well, you came up. The transmission should have been Q5, but I wasn't listening to what you were saying. I was so excited to hear a signal. Say it again if you can, John, then we'll give it up for tonight here. KR6MR, K6MYC standing by. Over. Boy, the QSB is brutal. He must just drop out. He must be losing me also. Aaron and Rob, are you hearing little bits and pieces of him on the stream?
Yeah, it's not steady at all. Yeah, there's a lot of movement in the atmosphere tonight.
Mike, my system I think has a problem. I can only hear you, barely hearing. Over. KM6SR. Over.
Okay, well you're okay to me, but probably weak. I would say maybe weaker than normal. Aaron's almost as strong as you are, so you may have water in the coax or something.
Go ahead, John.
K6MI?
Yep, I think so. We had 1.9 inches on this storm.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Good evening, John. You got a good signal. I'm pointed up toward East Sacramento, looking for KR6MR, but you got a good signal. K6 Mexico, Italy, K6MYC.
K6MI, bringing the beam around, going to the east at the moment, but coming up to north, so signal probably get better to you, Mike. K6MI.
Yeah, fine, John. You're good. You don't have to change it. It's okay where it is. That's plenty of signal. We're having a very poor night here. Not the normal check-ins and not any irregulars either. So we're struggling to get to 10 here. Anyway, thanks for calling in and good to hear you. K6 Mexico, Italy in the group K6MYC.
Glad to be here. It was a rainy day. I got my K3 from aircraft back and in service. That's a good thing. Now I have to see what radio I want to get next.
Okay, very good. We were talking about 902 earlier. I was going to get the amplifier to the plant. It's 120 watts, but I don't know if I've ever tried it. I have a cable that goes with it, and I think it's got a key line and everything, and a power supply with it. Hopefully everything works, but Aaron's going to check that out as he gets time after he gets the antenna on the roof there. So maybe you guys can do some checking, testing maybe over the weekend on 902 there. Good evening to you, John. K6 Mexico, Italy. Did you hear anything from Rob? Rob seems to have a problem. Over.
Not yet. I just came in the shack, but that reminds me I've got to go get the 902 transfer out of the garage and bring it in here in the shack.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, get her hooked up. And do you have something on the roof on 902?
Yeah, M squared beam horizontal, and it's already up about 50 feet.
Oh, good. Well, you shouldn't have any trouble working Aaron then with his down east transverter and whether he gets the amp on. He's just got to get the antenna. He's completing the antenna right now as we speak. And we're just running a little light on people checking in here this evening. Anyway, for now, John, let me shoot it to Aaron for any comments to him, from him to you, and we can see Rob reports hearing nobody very well, if at all. We'd like to get the other mic in here, W6 Papa Echo. I'm surprised he isn't in here. He should be easy. W6PE, if you're there, Mike, please pop in. K6MYC, down to you, Aaron.
Yeah, hi, John. Coax came in today, and so hopefully if the weather kind of clears out, hopefully get this antenna up on the roof on Friday or Saturday, and then we can do some messing around. So just messing around with it on the test stand, seeing how good the SWR is. I got a nice peak right at 902, so I might need to tweak with the dipole a little bit, but working on it. K6USY.
Okay, I'll get my end ready.
Okay, Rob, are you hearing either one?
Yeah, I was hearing John a little bit, very faint, but I'm hearing him. K6MI, K6MI. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo Romeo. Over.
Yeah, Rob, copy you, but you're not as strong as Mike is for some reason.
Well, Mike has always been stronger than me, I think. Yeah, I've got some problems on 1296 now.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm just swinging the beam back and forth, see if I can find a peak. You do seem a little down tonight.
Yep, I'll give you a longer transmission here. Yeah, I think the rain has got to me again. I can hear Mike kind of faintly in the beginning, and then as things warmed up, I found out I got to go way different than I normally get him at. And then Aaron, I have to go to a different spot, and I can barely hear him. And that's all I've been able to hear besides you tonight. K6MI, KM6SR. Hopefully that was long enough to get a reasonable peak on me there. Over.
Hey, I'm peaked on you, but still not very strong. Not very strong.
Okay, let me do this, guys. As long as we've been chatting a while, let's see if KR6MR wants to give it another try. KR6MR or K6WIS or KE6ILX. I'm pointed up your way. K6MYC calling and standing by. Okay, I'm not hearing anything. I'm going to try it again in a little different heading here. KR6MR, KR6MR, KE6ILX, KE6ILX, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6WIS. Anybody copy anything? K6MYC, standing by. No, I guess not. I guess I'll go back to the Bay Area. I also don't have N6RO, and I'll stop and see if I can get him in here. Here we go, back. Okay, N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO, K6MYC. Okay, nothing heard out of Ken. And we're missing, let's go down this way. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. Mike, are you there? Let's go back and get W6PQL, 297. 294. Is that 290 or 284? 284, that's too far. Somewhere in here, Jim, should be here. W6PQL, KB6BA, Anybody else on 1296? Late checks and missed. K6MYC calling and listening.
Yeah, hi, Mike. KB6WSC was in there a little earlier. Was he just in there?
I don't know. I didn't hear a peep from him so far, but I'll write him in. Over.
Yeah, he was in the beginning. I think he called you, and then I didn't hear him after that, but he was here.
Okay, well, let me, how long ago was that?
That was when we first started.
Oh, okay, so he's probably long gone by now then, okay. Very good. Well, we're really light on check-ins. Ken isn't here, KW6S, Tom isn't here. All the regulars are missing. I don't have any locals down here either, except for Aaron and Rob. Normally, KW6S is in here, as you know, and WA6AAJ, and then you work a couple of others down south. So there's 4 missing right there. Boy, are we short. I'm not even 10 yet. We haven't even got 10 people here yet tonight. Really marginal. All right, I'll let you go, Jim. We'll see you tomorrow night on 2 meters. Maybe things will come back to life here. W6PQL, K6MYC. Good evening.
All right, 73s, Mike. Yeah, tonight's not real good for propagation, is it?
Well, propagation and participation. People that we're missing here, we shouldn't have any trouble copying them. They may not be red hot, but we aren't doing any good. And Nevada isn't on at all because of the wind and the snow and the rainstorms up there. So no Nevada tonight. They told me they were not going to be on. So we're missing about half of our group at least. Over.
Yeah, I think it's been light in the Bay Area here too. Although pretty much all the regulars have been here, but there's 2 or 3 missing still.
Alrighty, 7-3. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna go back and give Tom another call. If we don't get him, we'll close the net down. Because it's just I'm wearing my voice out for nothing here. Hi. W6PQL 73 K6MYC.
Cheerio.
KW6S, KW6 Sugar, KW6S, K6MYC, Bozo Net, over. KW6S, KW6S, Santa Cruz, K6MYC, over. Anybody else can always break in. If anybody's copying me, break in, please. KW6S, K6MYC, standing by for you and anybody else. Over. Whew. I guess that's it, guys. I'm coming back around to, let's call it 155. That should be pretty close there. The last call on the 21296 Bozo Net, K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, calling or light checks and missed, over. That's it. I guess everybody's so excited they must have over-celebrated after the hostage return in Israel. Over to you, Rob, KM6SRR, K6MYC. Now, Rob's probably trying to figure out why nothing's working there. Aaron, you take it. And I might as well close this thing down. I think I've got, I'll count what I got here.
All righty, Mike. Yep, sounds good. I'm dinking around with this dipole on the antenna. I got an SWR peak right at 902 100, right where I want to use the antenna. So I might not mess with it too much more because I probably just need to get it up on the roof and away from everything.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. If you have time, you could take it to the plant when you go to pick up the amplifier and the power supply, and they could look at it quickly for you. Over.
Yeah, that's another good idea too. To see if I can get in line, because you know, the antenna is supposed to cover the entire band, and we're just using the bottom edge of it. So I'm just trying to optimize it for that bottom edge. I don't care about the rest of the band.
Yeah, it should have a good match down there, and that's odd. You might just try filing the corners off of the first director. Just file the corners off on the 4 square tabs that you've got there. 4 square little corners on those stamped elements. If you've got stamped elements.
Well, this is one of the anodized ones where the elements are all soldered, into the tube.
Welded in. Okay, welded in. Yeah, those are welded.
Yeah, welded.
Okay. Well, I'll go out right now when I go in the house, and I'll stick the amplifier and the power supply on the front seat of Matt's truck. Well, I'll put it on the back seat because I'm going to be sitting on the front. I've got to go in tomorrow. I'll be in there at 10 o'clock for a hearing aid adjustment. They're actually going to make a new earpiece. They've messed it up twice now. 3 times a charm. Maybe they'll get it right the 3rd time. The hearing aid on the left side just keeps falling out of my ear. They just can't seem to get it. They did it wrong the first time. It's a little tighter now, but not much better. So I've got to try one more time. If they can't get it the 3rd time, I'm going to pull the cork on the whole operation. I'm not hearing worth a damn with the thing. When it's halfway out, or out an inch, or out 1/8 of an inch, it sounds horrible. But that's where it ends up in about a minute. Like right now, it's out 1/8 of an inch.
Okay, yeah, that's frustrating. So if I was to trim an element, which one were you saying? So it'd be the first director, so the one right in front of the dipole.
Yeah, if you have a couple little pieces of tubing that will slip over, it doesn't have to fit tight. Just cut a couple of pieces of 1/2-inch tubing. Cut little 2 pieces of no more than a 1/2-inch long, and then slide them over the first director right in tight against the boom. If that makes it better, it means that element's too long. Over.
Ah, okay. That'll be something to play with. Yeah, I'm looking at the graph here, and there's a nice low spot below and above. But right where I want to be at 902 100. So the antenna can go either direction, and it should fall into a sweet spot. But I'm right on the edge of a hill. But it's currently reading 2.3, 2.4. So I mean I'm close. It's not completely out of line, but I'd like it to be a little bit closer of a match.
Okay. What I do, I take a screwdriver, a flat blade screwdriver, very carefully, and stick it into each element half, one at a time, on the driven element, and tweak it just forward, just enough so you know you bent it, and see if that makes it any better tilting forward. If that didn't work, tilt it backwards the same amount, just enough to know you bent it. And then if it works, then do it to the other side. See if that helps.
Yep, I've already been doing that. I've already bent it back and forth a couple times, and of course I don't want to do it too much. But yeah, I've already been tweaking with it. I have a big screwdriver in my hand right now.
Okay, the other thing I can do, sometimes you could go in with a screwdriver and bend the whole tip of the element from the center out. Just bend it forward just another 1/8 of an inch. If that helps, then do the other side. If it doesn't help or makes it worse, bend it backwards 1/8 of an inch. like bat wing.
Oh yeah, I'll mess around with that. Of course, this one's got a nice little insulator there. I might actually remove it because I have a feeling that I might need to make the dipole, just kind of open up that gap a little bit.
Right in the middle. That's just shrink tubing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just shrink tubing, so I could pull that off and get a little screwdriver in there and just make the gap bigger.
No, you don't want to pull that off. A gap, you can't change anything there. That's just covering it to keep water out of there. Typically, opening the dipole in the middle doesn't help. You could try it, but you could do it with just a screwdriver. Again, going under the solid side and bend the solid side, if you can determine which of the sides are solid. One side tubular, one side is solid on the dipole. And just tweak the solid side open just a tad by prying between the boom and the element, prying that section. Just open it up a little bit so that it's not a straight trombone. Over.
Okay. Yep. I'll keep monkeying with it, and then as I said, I might also just need to get this thing outside. But everything's wet right now, so I'll probably do that on Friday. I'll go set it out in the backyard and see if I can make some improvements.
Well, outside, if you're in the house but not aimed at a metal thing, if you can point it in two different directions in the house, no matter what you have in the house or what you're pointed at, it should change it. And if that peak goes away or changes by a whole bunch, then maybe the inside is the issue, but normally it isn't. You'll see it change a little bit, but it shouldn't come and go dramatically over by rotation in the house.
Right. Yeah, and right now I have it in it's actually in the other room, and there's pretty much nothing around it. So, and I'm not seeing too much of an effect of it. So, okay, I'll keep dinking around with it before I put it up on the roof.
Okay. I don't want to put it up at 2 point. Anything over 2 to 1 is not right at all, so something's wrong there. It may be that they can put a different dipole on it when you take it to the plant and see if it's something wrong with that dipole. We probably got some others on the junk shelf over there that we could throw on it. Over.
Yep, Roger. Yeah, I saw the pallet. You guys got a bunch of these antennas just sitting there, so that's a good idea. I could take it over there on Friday.
Okay, very good. In the meantime, I'll get the amplifier in the car, but if you're not going to get there before Friday, if I don't get it in the car tomorrow morning, it won't be a crisis, because Matt will be going in the next 3 days. All righty, 7-3, Aaron, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow on the better band. K6MYC, clear with K6USY and 73DU era, and Rob, if you're listening.
K6MYC, KM6SRR.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is where I get you the best, where I can just barely hear you. And down below I could hear Aaron barely and you barely. So I've got a problem with my system. I don't know what it is. Anyway, how many did you get tonight?
Oh, it looks like 10, but I'll have Judy send a photograph to you.
Yeah, I just showed 10 also. So anyways, how did your eye appointment go today?
Well, it went reasonably well. The first problem that we encountered, and we've tried twice now over the last 3 months to get my records from my doctor in Remington sent up to Byers Institute. We've given them instructions on how to do it and where to send it and all, and they have not received anything. Luckily, as a backup, Matt and I both asked the people in town to make us copies. My copies were intense. I had a packet 1 inch high of all my records over the last 15 years, and they made it for me, and they, in fact, didn't charge me. They should have charged me $10, but they felt that they were obligated because they hadn't managed to get the records to the Byers lab. So that was the first glitch. Luckily, we took our records all up with us, and they still had not received anything up there. So they made copies of the stuff that we gave them or whatever they wanted, and that was that. The rest of the meeting went well. What the doctor finally decided for me was that the best thing to do at this point is try to stop the deterioration of the left eye. I've got only about a third of the eye is seeing. There's a section right near the middle, near my nose, that is blotted out completely, no vision at all in it. And they don't want it to get any worse. Like, we don't want that garage door closing. It's a sliding door sideways from my bridge of my nose out. I can hold my finger in front of my eye, and once I get off center toward my nose at all, the finger just disappears, so there's no vision there. They want to stop that from getting any worse, and they're suggesting a laser surgery. It's not cutting with a knife, but they still call it a surgery. It's different than what I've had done in the past, where they just blow holes in the back of your eye. This is something different, and they insert a tube, which seems to be a better solution. Somehow they insert something or do something to the eyeball that gives them more control of the pressure over.
Okay, that sounds interesting and hopeful. Kind of complicated, though.
Well, it's the least risky and probably the only one that's really going to make any difference. They don't like to cut on your eye if they can avoid it. Every surgery that they do on your eye always has risks, and the ultimate loss is blindness in that eye. Not likely that I'm going to have that, and I don't lose much if I do. But they want to save what they have, what's little is left, and it's an intrusive surgery because they do cut into something with a laser somehow, and there is a small chance of an infection, but I don't infect easily, number one, and there's a small chance of bleeding, and I'm not a bleeder either, so I think the risks for me are pretty minimal. I'm willing to take the risk, and they're going to call me tomorrow with a schedule. Probably in a week or so I'll go back up for the surgery. Over.
Okay, well, that sounds hopeful. So it was a good idea going up to see him then.
Well, it didn't hurt, and Matt had a chance to sit on my hearing, and we had a good time with the doctor. He spent better part of an hour between Matt and I, so we got a good amount of time with him. I didn't get all the questions answered to my satisfaction, but I'm not sure that they know the answers to some of my questions. I was trying to get a better feel for the mechanics of the eye, and they don't think of it in those terms. Anyway, I got some different information about it. They indicate to me, well, I'm not going to go into it. It's too complicated to explain, and I'll talk to you when I see you. But anyway, they say sometimes when vision loss gets to be at a certain point, it kind of slopes off very slowly with glaucoma. It gets increasingly poor in the peripheral vision. You may have already lost the center. I've already lost the center. I lost that a long time ago. My focal point spot is dead, but the rest of it peripherally, it drifts off slowly. But at some point, they say it can take off and go bad quickly, like it did on the left eye. They measured the eye that happened on, and I had laser treatment. It dropped the pressure back from 50 to 15, which is nominal for me. But yesterday when they measured it, or this morning when they measured it, it was back up to 22 on the first measurement, and the second time they did it was 29. So the laser surgery is not holding the pressure like they want it. So that's the reason for the secondary, more complicated surgery, Rob, over.
Yeah, that makes some sense. I'm not really well versed on those things.
Well, neither am I. They couldn't explain exactly what they're going to do, but I'll try to find out more as time goes on. Anyway, the crux of it is they did offer some suggestions for improvement. but there's no solution. There's no cure for glaucoma at this point. They don't have any way to stop it or fix it.
Yep, so whatever they do, I guess, is going to be helpful, even if we don't understand it, huh?
That's it.
Okay, Mike, I'll let you go. I got to get down and eat some dinner there. K6MYC, KM6SR. We'll say 73.
Yeah, I think you're drawing something out talking. Your signal's been getting stronger and stronger, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think, Aaron? Have you been watching the S-meter on Rob?
He's still really weak down here.
Oh, now you're way down. I haven't moved anything. You're way down.
Yeah, the band is, the band must be shifting. Let's see here. Let's keep you back in this direction here. And, yeah, there you go. Whenever you're pointed down at LA, you got me, like, right in the middle of a knoll. So, there we go. There's a full quieting signal. Yeah, Rob is still really weak down here.
He's optimized on me right now, but his signal did come up. Take a look at the S-meter when he transmits now and see if he's stronger than he was earlier. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, Mike. I was getting the Aaron better about another 30 degrees down, so I'll move it that way as I'm talking, and we'll see if Aaron hears me any better. K6USY, this is KM6SRR. Moving down to where I found you before is a good strong, or the strongest signal that I had for you. KM6SR. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, you're still really weak down here, Rob, really weak. At one point you were S9 at Mike's, and then you dropped off a cliff as you moved. So, yeah, you definitely got something going on. I'm surprised your amp isn't kicking out.
Which amp do you have, Rob? Is it a PQL amp?
Yeah, it's a PQL amp. I'm down where I thought I was getting Aaron pretty good, and I can barely hear you. I'm going to go back up where I hear you louder.
Okay, is this the 600-watt PQL amp?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that means you're really not working, but I'm surprised it's not kicking out also. When you look at the two bars, are you getting a lot of bar movement in the SWR category?
Yes, I'm getting most of it in the SWR category. So it's kicked it back to about 4 amps. And Jim said that's a protection thing. So I've got a problem up there, I guess, or I've messed his amp up.
No, the amp's pretty protected. You simply have something wrong at the other end. You could chuck a short piece of cable on it with into a dummy load and probably make the amp work perfectly normal. So you could check the amp that way, but I don't think it's worth the effort at this point. You got water in a coax or something up there.
Yeah, it got real bad after the rain that we got. So we got 1.9 inches of rain, so that's a good amount.
Yeah, we did 1.5, so we're not bad either. All right, good enough. Go get some dinner. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Good night, Rob. Good night, Aaron. K6MYC. DM07 Delta Bravo, closing the 1296 Bozo Net from Northern California. Good night, all.
Good night, Mike. I'll put your rotor back down south for the next net, but we'll catch you guys tomorrow night on 2 meters, K6USY.
Oh, you weren't using your rotor to move. You were using my rotor moving. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, I'd have to rotate the entire house.
Yeah, I guess you would. 7-3.
Good night, Mike.
7-3, Mike and Aaron. KM6SR going QRT.
I can do the rotation. Oh, there it goes. I see it going back to 155. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night, Mike. K6USY.
Overshot. There you go.